A high-performing team will determine if you'll produce massive sales. Maybe you inherited a team. Maybe at the moment you don't define them as a high-performing team. In this video, I'm going to continue on our series on building a high-performing team to walk you through on what you need to do to transform your team to get the right results. Remember, it's about you, the leader. It's about you, the team lead. If you make these adjustments and work on the things I'm sharing with you in today's video, you will be able to transform your team and be able to produce massive sales with them. My name is Iyore. We've trained over 25,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I've been featured on a lot of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I work in an organization where I was going to target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals, and I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. I'm CEO for Advantage, and my specialty is in Salesforce management. This means work with the CEOs, the team leads like you, to help you optimize your sales results and help your salespeople get results in quicker time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we listed out 5 points yesterday on the processes of team building, and I'm going to talk about the 6 points now. Ongoing training. See, the capacity of the team would always determine the size of the results. If you don't grow the capacity of the team, it will affect the outcome. Philadelphia 76ers and LA Lakers. Several years ago in the NBA Finals, the coach of the LA Lakers, who used to be the coach of the Chicago Bulls, Coach Michael Jordan, he said something in a magazine I was reading several years ago. In that magazine, he said one of the things he did to improve and make the LA Lakers ready to win the finals was he got everybody to improve their skill performance by just 5%. He got every player to improve their shooting by 5%, their passing by 5%. Just a little improvement, everybody. Just 5%. That little improvement, when the team came together to win, it was an astronomical improvement across the team. Like that story I read about in a circus, a man got a horse, 2 horses. These horses, when they were moving their individual weights, one horse was moving 5 kg, the other horse was moving 15 kg. When they moved their initial weights, it took them about 3 minutes to get to the finish line. But when they brought these 2 horses together to move 20 kg, remember the first one 5 kg, second one 15 kg. When they brought these 2 horses together to move 20 kg, they moved it in 2 minutes. When they were together, they moved it faster. When they moved it individually, it took them 3 minutes. So the point is that when you come together as a team, something happens when you work together. But working together is not enough. You must grow. They must grow and capacity must increase. And that's why ongoing training is key. Training is not something you leave to chance. See, when you realize it's a training deficiency, it is already too late. So you don't wait until you see a need for training before you train. It's like waiting for someone to be hungry before they eat. Eating is supposed to be a scheduled feeding routine to make the person grow to a certain level of maturity or a certain level of size or capacity. So schedule training sessions. And you don't have to run all the training sessions yourself. There are times when you look for people in your team who are leading or doing well in certain areas, who have certain strengths, and you allow them also take the floor to share on certain topics. Because sometimes when they hear only you, they may feel, oh, you sound like a broken record. They feel like you don't want to, you said it again and again. But if you allow somebody else speak, you'll be amazed how they will receive that person's information. It will just be like a breath of fresh air. It's like when we go for some of our training programs and some people say things like, my boss has been saying this all the while, but hearing it from you, it came differently, and I've been able to act on it. So sometimes you want to also give other people the opportunity to share on these things. And when we talk about training, we're looking at upskilling and multi-skilling. Upskilling means improve their performance in a particular skill. Multi-skilling means add other skills to them. So add, for example, maybe in your team, they don't know how to use Excel, or they don't know how to use computers properly, or they don't know how to use PowerPoints. You can add those skills. They don't know how to use AI for sales or AI tools. You can add those skills to them, multi-skilling. If you don't know how to do those things, you may get somebody else to do that. But make sure that investing in your team is priority. Don't say things like, Iyore, but what if I invest in them and they leave? What if I invest in them and they don't show any sign of commitment? That's not even the question you should be asking. The question you should be asking is, what if you don't invest in them and they stay with you? They will wreck your team and affect your results. Number 7, foster accountability. Everyone needs to be checked because this will make everyone serious. Foster accountability. There should be nobody in your team who you feel you've gone beyond the level where I have to be checking your results. Don't worry, I know you know what you're doing. Everybody should be checked at some level. Even if, yes, I understand that for some people, because they are not yet pulling their weights, they're not yet selling what they should sell, you may want to go closer, micromanage, and check every detail of their engagements to be sure that they know what they are doing and find out where the errors are that's not allowing them to get the right results. That's fine. Now, there are people who, yes, they're already doing well, they're already bringing in sales, but that doesn't mean you should leave them out completely. Even if you check the others who are not doing so well daily or hourly, depending on how intense or how eager you are for results, you can check the ones who are doing well, maybe weekly or bi-weekly, or maybe even monthly. All depends on what your structure and your systems are. But everybody should be checked for accountability, because if you ignore accountability, before long, the little foxes that destroy the vine will set in. This means before long, standards will drop. Before long, because people realize that leaders are no longer watching them, they may not start to optimize their performance. So, and that's why you see, for you to be able to, you don't want to give any room for people to think they don't need to be led anymore, or they don't need to be monitored anymore. Number 8, assess their progress. Check progress. How are they doing? Assess it. This means, where were they when they started in the team? Where are they now? Where were they 3 months ago? Where are they now? And you see, assessing progress is not just you trying to check. You assess their progress with them. When you have review sessions, ask them, okay, how are you doing right now? What can you say about your sales? Can you say you have grown? Can you say you have improved? Because if somebody, which is better? Is it better for someone to believe they have improved, but yet in your eyes, they've not improved? Or is it better for them to think they're not doing anything, yet in your eyes, you think they're doing fantastically well? None of them is good. The point is that everybody needs to have an objective view about their performance, because that helps them a lot of times. If somebody feels like, oh, I'm not doing well at all, I'm not happy with my results, and yet you think the person is doing well, then it means that there's a misalignment with their KPIs. Because if the person feels they're not doing well, before long, you find out that their morale will drop, their enthusiasm will drop. If somebody also feels they are doing well, and in your eyes you're not doing well, it means that they are going to start to relent, because they feel, oh, at least I'm doing well, yet you think they're not doing well. So assess their progress with them. It's not going to be a one-on-one, like you face me opposite each other. You sit side by side so that you look at it with them and you want to check how far they've gone. Assessing progress. I know some of you have large teams. You may not be able to do this for the entire team, but at least look out for your key people, your inner circle. If you have a large team, maybe you have 10 people who are your inner circle, or your executives who work with you. Those are the people you may want to schedule this kind of sessions with. And remember, sometimes you don't have to schedule it yourself. That's why delegation is key. One of the ways you train people and bring people up to speed is by delegating to them. By telling somebody, okay, you know what, I want you to build a calendar for me where I will have one-on-one with the key executives or with the key players in my team. So please build the schedule and send to me. I also like you to please, you may tell somebody else or the same person, I'd like you to monitor the schedule and please help me schedule this time to these people so that every month I have one-on-one with them to assess their progress. You'll be amazed. If somebody sits with you to be discussing your progress, the person is because the person is interested in your progress. And when they realize that you're interested in their progress, they are more committed to want to do well and sell successfully. Number 9, celebrate success. Celebrate success. Acknowledge the work of the team and the small progress that's been made. So if they've made a little progress, acknowledge it. Celebrate success. You know, it takes a lot as a leader to catch your people doing something right. It is very easy to catch them doing something wrong. It's very easy to look at people and say, wow, you've not been coming to meetings. Oh, you've not been coming early to work. It's very easy to see those things. What is not easy to see and requires training and effort is to see that I like the way you spoke to the prospect over the phone. I like the way you send in your reports on time. I like the way you map out your plans, meet your sales targets. Seeing all those things, catch them doing something right requires efforts. And you have to make a conscious effort to celebrate success. What you celebrate will multiply. What you celebrate will increase. So if you celebrate their success, they'll want to do more and do more with you. And finally, there will be shortcomings, yes. I understand that because it's a team and there are a lot of dynamics in the team, people may not pull their weight. Some people may drop out of the team. You may have to look for more people to come into the team. But you have to keep trying and understand that anybody who drops out of the team is not a problem. The moment you have a perfect team, you will have people who are staying for a while. Because there will be chemistry, there will be trust, they would see that the team's goals align with their personal visions and personal goals. And that will make them stay longer. So because there are shortcomings doesn't mean the team has failed. Because there are shortcomings doesn't mean you have failed. Remember, one of the key responsibilities of a leader is to develop, is to train, is to bring up to speed those they work with, is to constantly cast the vision and help them see how far they are going to. As long as you're doing that consistently, you will realize that you will be functioning as a great leader. And that would mean that even though shortcomings appear, you know it's just temporary. Because the things you see are temporary. The ones you don't see, the vision, they are permanent. They'll be there for a long time. Your investments in them, constantly training, upskilling them, is permanent and will be there for a long time. So if you put this to work, I'm sure you'll be able to build a solid team and be able to get significant results. I'd like to thank you for watching today's video. Please comment for me below which of these points you like the most that have blessed you. And if you haven't shared this video with people, please share this video as well. Please like. I learned that when you like the video, it affects the algorithm and helps you share the video to a lot more people. If you haven't watched this video, please watch this as well. It's been a great blessing to you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe too. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.